Today we'll look at a way to reuse animation sequences that you've already drawn. So in this sequence, we're going to use the walk monster, and from what I can see, he's got different walking gaits. So this is one gait where he's almost galloping or running. He sucks up the other monster, and then he's sort of walking at a slower pace, cantering like a horse. So for now, let's try to isolate the galloping section and to extract that as a walking sequence so that we can reuse that whenever we need that sequence in a loop. So when I scan through, it looks like I want to begin at 401, where his right foot hits the ground, and then till 459. Yeah. So we're going to extract the sequence of frames from 401 to 459 and have them run in a loop. So let's see how that works. So I'm going to disable all the other monsters, and I'm going to make sure the screencast keys are turned on. Yeah, left, text color, red, maybe green. Yeah. So turn off all the monsters other than the walk. Yeah. And then to the walk monster, I add a time offset modifier. This is the modifier that makes the looping possible. And I specify a custom range of the frames that we identified to be the walking range. So it's 401 and 459. Now let's play that back. So we see a couple of problems. The first problem is, since it's in a loop, it finishes the last frame and then goes back to the beginning. So it sort of jumps back. So what we want to do is to have this sequence of frames be drawn in place and then control the movement by some other mechanism. So let's fix the drawings so that the monster walks in place rather than moving forward. So let's go to 401, and then I want to zoom in very close. And then the next frame, which is that. So I'm going to go to edit mode, and then probably have to unlock the monster. Hold on, I'm not sure why I'm not able to select. Ah, there you go, it's locked. So I unlock it, and I choose all the strokes and then GX to move it back so that it's walking in place. And then the next frame, I'm gonna go back to the dope timeline. Whoa, that's a big jump. Okay, so go back once again. That's okay, and then the next keyframe. Next keyframe, next keyframe. Okay, move it back. Next keyframe, move it back. Next keyframe, move it back. So it's going to continue to walk in place. Move it back. I'm just eyeballing it for now. Move it back. Okay, I think this is beyond 459, it's 463. So we've probably done enough. So I switch out of edit mode with the tab key. Now let's check it out. Yeah, much better. Now it's looping in place and is not walking across. Okay, so that's good. And now let's control the movement across the screen. And for that, I'm going to use an empty. An empty is like a placeholder where it's like a puppet master and the walk monster is the puppet. So the puppet master can control the puppet by dragging it across the screen, and we're going to use the empty in a way like you'll see when I start putting it together. So an empty, and it can be any shape, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to choose a circle. And then for the empty, I'm going to rename it to control walk monster, because it's used just to control the walk monster. And then I choose the walk monster and I go to object constraints and I add a constraint property of child of relationship. So we're telling Blender that the walk monster is a child of the control walk monster. So now if we move the control walk monster, the actual grease pencil object moves along with it. So GX, see that? So when I move the control walk monster, the grease pencil object moves along with it. So the reason why we do this is so that we can now animate the exposition of the control walk monster, and when that animates, as in when we move that, then the monster would move along with it. So let's animate let's first check out how it, yeah, we didn't change anything and it walks in place. And now I'm going to animate the position of the control walk monster. So I go to item and I click on I to animate object transforms. We're going to change only the X location for now, and then maybe at frame number 300, let's make it 200. We're going to move that, oops, wrong object. We're going to move that to out of frame over here, and I'm going to hit I. So see that? So now, since the control walk monster has been animated to move its X position from here to here, the grease pencil object moves along with it. So now let's play it back. Yeah, there it goes. So I think we can make it move more frames, as in faster, by moving it. Let's make it move at double the speed. Yeah, now it's really galloping across. So yeah, so every walking gate that we have, we could do something similar where we make it walk in place and then we could loop it through the method that we saw. Okay, bye.